Hey, what's up, everybody? Here we go again, episode 78 of At Face Value. I'm Brian.
I'm Lucas.
And I'm Will.
Super pumped to have you back again for another week. We are rolling into the semifinals this week of the college football playoffs. We are rolling it the end of the regular season for the NFL, so we'll be going into the playoffs this week as well. So lots of football going on, little stuff going on around the world as well. Some a lot of transfer portal stuff, some free agency
Uh,
signings. Uh, Big signing for the Astros potentially. We can touch on that a little bit. So a few things we'll touch on here and there, and just whatever else comes to mind. So as we do every other week, we start with our hugs and hikes. So Will, you want to get started this week on a hug?
Yeah, I'll go a hug. It's a little close to home. Got to sneak in some Texas A&M love here, even though the season's over. So my hug's Miles Garrett breaking the NFL
mm,
sack record. About 4 weeks ago, I kind of thought he was going to blow by this record, but teams have been double teaming him, chipping him. I'm doing everything they can to not be the team to give up that record, but finally got it done with about 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter. It was getting close. Didn't know if he was ever going to be able to get it, but was able to get to Joe Burrow, get the record, 23 sacks in a season, dominant season on an absolutely atrocious football team. The lone bright spot on
yeah,
that Cleveland Browns team, not even this year, just pretty much his entire career. I mean, for a franchise to have an icon in Joe Thomas and then just roll right into Miles Garrett, and for those two to be the only two people that know how to play football for a franchise for 20 plus years is astounding. But anyway, hug to Miles Garrett, 23 sacks, breaks Michael Strahan and TJ Watt's
TJ.
record. Really was wanting him to get it before game 17 too, so they're not like, oh, he only got it because of the extra game. But still, he's got the record. Good for Miles Garrett.
Hey,
I
but I
think
mean,
it.
at least his sack was legitimate. It wasn't like
He didn't take a
Strahan's,
dive. Didn't
Brett
take a
Favre take a
dive.
dive. Like,
I also think if he would have played the Bengals a little earlier in the season, he probably would have got it done earlier too. I think the card shook out just right for him to get Joe Burrow and that offensive line at the last game of the season. So good
that's
for
for
him.
sure. Yeah, no, big achievement. And I saw he did it like in it was like 20 something fewer snaps in Strahan too or something like that. So
Yeah, it was. I mean,
pretty
it's still super impressive, and I mean, he is their only guy on that defense. Like he gets double teamed, chipped, everything all year long. I mean, not just towards the end here, especially towards the end, but uh, he's the only guy on that defense you really have to worry about too much. So to
Yeah.
still get that record and to have the motivation, because I mean, he's getting 40 million a year to know their team's going to be god awful, and just go out there and perform year after year. Super impressive.
for sure.
For sure. Absolutely.
Lucas?
I'm gonna give my hug to hate watching football games and games in general. Honestly, the way LSU played this year, the way the Saints played, the way the Astros played during the season, I think hate watching is more enjoyable than actually watching my teams win. Especially when the hate watches are successful. Um, so this weekend, again, Arsenal won again on Saturday, and then on Sunday, just hate watch Central, dude. Liverpool drawing to Fulham, crazy ending. I sent the clip in the
Yeah.
group chat. If y'all saw the ending of that, that was wild. Um, so that was awesome. And then later in the afternoon, Manchester City played Chelsea. Another successful hate watch. They drew. Um, I'll get to my hike in a little bit. We're going to be on big time hate watch coming up this on Thursday for college football. Um, so, dude, hate watch time is better than ever. Honestly, I'm truly enjoying the hate watch party that I have every weekend now that my teams suck. So, um, yeah, it's great. It's actually pretty fun. I
Yeah, I'm glad
recommend
you can get
everybody do
some.
it.
I'm glad you can finally get some enjoyment out of life, out of sports. So
It's right. It's phenomenal.
that I love the way they look at it too. People get so upset. They're like, "Why do I watch sports? Like my team always lets me down." Like, yeah, like if your team lets you down, just root for other teams to lose as well. So,
Exactly. Hate watch. Phenomenal.
well, I'm gonna give my hug. I never thought I'd do this. I'm gonna give my hug to Dak Prescott. So dude had, and if you've watched the podcast or just listened to me talk about the Cowboys, I'm one of the biggest Dak haters. Dude had a phenomenal season this year. Threw for the most passing yards in the league. Was up there in a lot of statistical categories, and in his best statistical season overall, he gets stuck with one of the worst defenses ever. And they interviewed him after they lost to the Giants on Sunday, and he kind of just made a comment. He was like, usually I can look back on the season and I can say, my play impacted the wins and losses. And he was like, and it's just hard for me to do that this year, when he's like, when there's situations that arise where, you know, we scored the most points in the NFL and we're going 7-9-1. And so just seeing how it all played out. Um, I mean, I made the argument. I don't know if I said on here. I know I said to somebody, but I mean, I would make the argument that if the Cowboys had a relevant defense, that Dak probably wins the MVP this year, or is at least top three for sure. And he still
Agreed.
might be top five just because of statistically speaking. But uh, yeah, just sucks to see it. I mean, obviously, as a Cowboys fan, the entire season was hard to watch. Wasn't fully unexpected. We knew the defense was going to be down this year. Um, Looks like Matt Eberflus is coming around, especially now that he got a vote of confidence from Quinnen Williams today, who said that he loves his defensive scheme. Which I guess if you love defensive schemes where you give up a ton of points, then that's great. But
Yeah.
but yeah, but hug to Dak, great season. Hate to see his best year being wasted like that because you never know if you're going to get another one. So life goes on.
Yeah.
Now I can hate watch the Packers this weekend to get a better draft pick.
There you go. See, it all comes full circle, dude.
They're playing the Bears, so
It all comes full circle.
that's how it goes. What
Did the
about a
Eagles,
hike?
the
Where?
Eagles too?
Oh,
You gotta hate watch the Eagles.
well, yeah, that's a given. Yeah, but,
Yeah.
but for draft position though, I'm gonna hate watch the Packers as well.
Yeah.
Hope Jordan Love's still not 100%.
I
Yeah.
don't think he's gonna be, man.
No.
No.
What about a hike, Will? You got a hike?
I do. Kind of piggyback a little bit off that, Brian. You brought up historically bad defenses. How about the one up there in New York? Are y'all aware of the Jet stat?
Yes.
Oh, no
The
interception.
the
Yes.
Jets became the first team in NFL history to go an entire year without an INT. Guys, I don't know the
Unbelievable.
math on it. That's got to be almost statistically impossible.
It's got to
Like
be.
interceptions are thrown by accident. Like there's tipped balls. There's all kind of craziness that happens in a 17 game schedule with a defensive minded head coach. They did not intercept a single pass.
Yeah. The thing that I think about is think about this. Like in the 70s and 80s, how many passes were thrown just in general?
Way
Uh,
less.
And they
Yeah.
still had picks then.
There was actually a lot more picks thrown back then if you go back
That's
and look.
yeah, that's probably
Yeah.
true.
There was
They
a
probably weren't
lot of
very good.
interceptions. Like
Yeah.
like guys are winning MVP going 50-50 in touchdown to INT or 1-to-1 in touchdown to INT ratio. But anyway, but still
Yeah,
to
I
your
guess that's
point,
true.
but still, man, I mean, like I don't even know if I can count this many, but 8, 8, 22. Hang on, I gotta go to show more. Still gotta go to show more. Oh man.
It's that ESPN app, dude.
Yeah.
There were 221 individual players in the NFL that had more interceptions than the Jets did.
Oh my gosh.
Mm,
An
that's
absolute
crazy.
atrocity of a season, especially when you brought in a defensive minded head coach to fix your woeful defense. Uh, yeah, again, statistical almost impossibility has to be. But if anybody can do it, it's the goddamn Jets. And
All
they
Yeah.
found a way.
they never
They
let you
found
down,
a
dude.
way. Yeah, just crazy, crazy, crazy stat. But
I
so
mean,
yeah,
it was a great statistical season for all opposing. Like it was like 4,000 yards, 34 touchdowns,
yeah,
110
it
quarterback rating.
It was
Like just
unbelievable. Like it would be a top five if you meshed all 17 QBs that played against that defense, they would mesh into a top five MVP season. Uh, Unbelievable, unbelievable. So yeah, Jets defense can take an absolute hike, and probably because it's year one, he'll save his job. But Aaron Glenn might need to see if he has a pair of hiking shoes because his job is not. I don't know if they've come out with a vote of confidence, but I doubt it's 100% safe.
for sure.
Probably is, but
He tried to go. He tried to use the momentum of the this is how Dan Campbell was in season one with the Lions, but I don't know. I mean, they don't. I don't think they have enough to really build a team into anything relevant in the upcoming future. I mean, they got a
He'll
lot. They got a lot of draft picks coming up. So I mean,
they do, and he'll probably get 1 year. He'll probably get another year because they'll draft a QB number two and see how that goes. But because QB play was awful, but still, you're a defensive guy. Yikes for that to be your defensive effort. But
but going off of that though, like who do you draft at quarterback? Like that's like who's going to turn
uh,
your franchise around? Like that's the problem. Like Mendoza's probably going to Vegas. Like I think that's
Mendoza, no, there's no problem. Mendoza's going to
yeah.
Vegas.
So now
I
like
mean,
so now was it Dante Moore? I mean
Dante Moore.
Carson
That's
Beck. I mean
no Dante
that,
Moore. I
I
think
mean
that's me personally. I think it's Dante Moore right now.
I
Mm,
don't know. That's just
I mean, Aaron Aaron Rodgers is going to be a free agent.
it's true.
he's still
Playoff.
he's still got to fulfill the prophecy.
Yeah, I mean, Aaron Rodgers is going to be a free agent, so I mean, New York would probably love to have a Hall of Fame quarterback come in there and try to right the ship.
Mm.
Oh man. What about you, Lucas?
So I'm gonna give my hype to the Ole Miss Rebels. I am sick and tired of all the petty bullshit that they're pulling. Um, I understand they're upset, but it's time to get over it. You're in the playoffs. Like they are pulling out all the stops to make sure that their Lane Kiffin gets embarrassed as much as possible. So on the eve of Brennan Sorsby going and visiting LSU, randomly a report comes out that Weiss is getting looked at as the offensive coordinator for the New York Jets out of nowhere. Like there's no speculation. Turns out that the quarterback that is probably the most famous of that franchise happened to go to Ole Miss, was probably embarrassed for his school. They used the whole Jackson Dart play. Like this whole thing is crazy. Like not only that, the whole coaches going, coaches coming. Like after games are saying, yeah, the coaches are going to be here throughout the whole process. And then LSU says no. And then, dude, just get over it, man. Like, I am tired of it. Just let's get this season over with. Just go lose to Miami so this can all be over. Trinidad Chambliss announced today too that he's going to go back to Ole Miss. Good for him if he even can play. So there's a lot of stipulation in that. But the whole thing, man. I don't know if y'all saw too that Frank Wilson was literally in the tunnel with Ole Miss for the playoff game against Georgia in the Superdome. Like it is just wild, and the reason they're doing that is because the reason Ole Miss is hiring LSU coaches is to try to pull players from LSU's roster, which LSU's roster wasn't very good last year anyway. So take them, please. But they're doing everything that they can. It is tired. It is annoying. I'm over it. Just freaking get over it, and let's start the next season. Because I don't think they're going to win a national championship. If they do, good for them. But and good for Lane because he's going to get paid either way. But it's wild, dude.
Well,
It's
that's my
it's super petty. And the thing too is Ole Miss, obviously their biggest rival is Mississippi State. There's no question. But Ole Miss thinks that LSU like cares about them as a rival. They're little brother to LSU for the most part in pretty much every sport. This is the one year they've been relevant in anything other than baseball, and this is what happens. Just act like a bunch of petty bitches. So yeah, Ole Miss can go take a hike.
and that's what's crazy too is like Lane Kiffin. All he's doing is benefiting from this, even though he's not there. Like he's getting a bonus every week just by Ole
Yeah,
Miss still winning. So I mean, he's still rooting for them regardless. So
I mean, it's being paid out by LSU, but nobody thought they were going past January 1st. Like nobody
no,
did. You can
no,
put Lane Kiffin on a lie detector, and he can say all he wants, and he thinks they're going to win. They had no feeling that they were going to win that football game. I don't think anybody did, honestly. The way Georgia was playing too, we didn't.
no,
I
definitely
love
not.
I love every bit of this. Ole Miss was almost going to be a hug. Now I wish I would have done it.
It
I
just
love
petty,
every
dude.
bit. I love every bit of this. This is so awesome.
Yeah,
Your coach looked you dead in the eye and said, "You can't do it. You can't win a natty. I'm going to LSU." And they're just throwing the
yeah.
middle finger, man. I love it so much. I I still don't
But
think they're gonna make it, but I love every bit of all this crap.
but I agree throwing the middle finger by winning. Like that's do that. Like
Yeah,
that's the only middle finger you have to throw. But the
it
whole
is. But everything on
making
the
up,
backside is just icing.
nah, it's petty.
Oh
It's
yeah,
it's
it's very petty.
it's
But
little
Lucas,
brother behavior.
you just hired the pettiest head coach in college football.
Absolutely. 100% for sure.
So I love this is what makes college football fun because you're not
Yeah.
doing this in any other sport. You're not pulling out all the stops like they're doing, and it's great for an on an outsider. I love it. It's nice
Yeah.
little nuggets underneath all the games.
I guess it would be the same thing like and I guess it didn't really happen to this extent, but like when A&M lost Schlossnagle in baseball,
Yeah,
it's not like Texas came in and was like or it's not like Texas A&M was going super hard after Texas players after he came in. I guess it's a little different because the portal and the way kids move in football is a lot different, but I don't know. It's a very similar situation, but
very.
Texas A&M handled it way better. Like they didn't like throw a pity party and like leak freaking stories about their old offensive coordinator looking for a job in the NFL, so a quarterback wouldn't commit to a program, or there'd be some ruffles in the decision making for the kid to stay there.
Well, yeah, I mean A&M wins with class and you lose with class, but you can't expect that out of freaking people out of Mississippi. I mean,
Nah, that's true.
come on now.
That
A&M
should,
fans, they all A&M fans all just get on Texags and just start talking mess. So
yeah,
Yeah, we just go to the message we go to the message board where it's just harmless words online.
dude. LSU has the same equivalent. It's called Tiger Droppings. It is just the most toxic place to be on the internet if you're a fan of that team.
Yeah.
it's like that old 2A Texas high school football we used to get on when we were in high school, Lucas.
Dude, I love that. Like just anonymous posting.
The forum, yeah.
Yeah, that Lucas kid from Industrial's pretty hard. Yeah,
Oh,
dude.
that's awesome. Well, I'm gonna give a hike to the four seeds in the NFL. So
Oh,
on the
God.
on I know we talked about it last week, but on the NFC side, nobody wanted to win the NFC South. Uh, Bucks lost 7 out of 8 games. Find a way to sneak out a win over the Panthers, and so then they're each rooting for the other team
Yeah.
on Sunday. The Bucks were rooting for the Saints, and the Panthers were rooting for the Falcons, and Falcons snuck out a gritty win to get the Panthers at 8-9. And then on the AFC North side, neither the Ravens or the Steelers wanted to win the division. And the Ravens kicker chance to win the division
Mm.
shanks a 44-yard field goal and cost them the division. And man, like, dude, the worst part about that one, I was reading this guy like has like pictures of like him and his wife, like they took like pictures of something, and people just went in and just started just like absolutely just tearing into him, like you'll never be safe in Baltimore again, like don't get on the
That's
plane, like dude just just going scorched earth, like just absolutely wild. But yeah, both those divisions. I know we talked about it last week, but just both so bad, and both got a chance to get smacked. Because I mean, the Steelers, they play the Texans first round, who one of the hottest teams in the league, and then the Panthers, they get to host the Rams, I believe. So who are also one of the better teams right now. So Gonna be an interesting matchup week one, but just crazy. It's bad, bad, bad divisions.
The Panthers might be the worst playoff team in the history of history of the NFL.
I agree.
I,
I
I
yeah, that's that division. The fact that the Saints had a chance is wild to me. Um,
I, I'm telling you,
and
if they start Tyler Shuck earlier on, I think there's a legitimate shot they win the division.
yeah, possible for sure. And what I was going to say earlier to your point, Brian, if the Cowboys played in that division, they win it, no question.
if a lot of
Yeah.
teams play in that division, they win
Oh,
it.
Well,
that's it's a good point.
I
But
will
even with
say,
even with
I
that
will
defense,
say,
though,
the
like
Cowboys did lose to the Panthers, so
that is true.
But so did the Rams.
that
Also
also
true.
true. Yeah.
So like, but the way that I mean, the way that they're sputtering to nobody fears going into Carolina. I mean, that team,
No,
they did get a little hot mid-season, but the last month has been awful.
Yes.
I know we've said it on here before, like nobody wanted to win the division, but I didn't expect it to be this bad. And then the hottest team in the division, I guess I don't know, I don't know who the Saints hate more, but because it was like
the
if they go
Falcons.
win, they get the Bucks in. If they lose, they get the Panthers in. So I don't know which way they wanted that to go, but
Yeah, it's
The Panthers won the division with a minus 69 point differential this year. Just for a reference, the Cowboys had a minus 40 with the worst division in the NFL.
yeah. I there are some intriguing matchups though. I think this might be the first time I tune in to the NFL in a long time. I might
NFL
actually.
playoffs are going to be very good, I think.
I think
Yeah,
so
I
too.
agree.
I think so too. I might tune in, but
I mean,
I mean, if
I
you
also
look,
I
I don't
definitely
know.
like the only first round game on both sides that I think has a bullet point should be a blowout is the Rams and Panthers. Even though the
Yeah,
Panthers did beat them already, I just there's not a world I see that happening again. But I mean, every other game, I don't see. I can conceivably see where either team could win. I don't see just a bullet point of like yeah, that's not gonna be. Now I'm not saying
yeah,
they're gonna be pretty football games, but they should all be competitive.
yeah, I
I
mean,
mean,
to your point,
maybe the Patriots Chargers gets out of hand because the Chargers have a tendency to just lay an egg. Not in the
yeah.
playoffs, well, in the playoffs actually too, but just in general. Like sometimes they'll look great, and then the next day just look all god awful.
yeah, I mean,
I
it
I
just really depends on which team shows up for the Chargers. Yeah, because I mean, yeah, like we've seen them, click on all cylinders, and like you said, yeah, I mean, they look horrible. So, I mean, but also like the Patriots, I mean, they haven't been playing great football lately. I mean, they've been doing enough to get the two seed, but have they really been playing great football? Now, obviously, hosting at Foxborough makes a difference, but I don't know.
I just also can't see a world that 41-year-old Aaron Rodgers can move the ball on the Texans.
No.
Like I just don't with no weapons. Like I just don't see a world where that I feel like that has a possibility to get out of hand.
Houston's a 3-point favorite on the road is crazy.
Yeah,
But the biggest kicker here, honestly, is what is the weather going to be like next Monday night?
that's a great point.
Because
Yeah,
going to Pittsburgh in January, odds are, see, looking right now, it's
yeah. I was just gonna
38.
look it up.
It's 38 is the projected temperature. Now, I don't know what the real field. There is no projected precipitation, which is big. But these guys from Houston ain't exactly used to playing in cold weather, especially at night.
Yeah,
So we'll see. That to me is the biggest deal. Because yeah, the way the Texans defense plays, yeah, I don't know if not very mobile. Because that's the only thing that gets Houston is a mobile quarterback because they're gonna
yeah.
get to you if you can't move. Probably in
You might be in
trouble.
trouble. Yeah, and with the secondary playing as good as they are, like you're not gonna have open receivers, so there's gonna be coverage sacks as well, where the immobility becomes an issue. But CJ Stroud, though, he played at Ohio State, so he's kind of used to the cold. I don't know.
This game might be like 16-13.
Yeah.
I don't think there's not gonna be a lot of points in this football game.
Yeah, I could see that.
I'm pretty. I mean, I think the two biggest games, honestly, probably well, I think the Eagles, 49ers, and the Bears and Packers are both going to be good. And I think that Jaguars
Yeah,
and Bills game is going to be really good.
dude. Yeah,
I'm actually excited to watch that one. I might actually watch that one. I usually don't watch the NFL playoffs once the Cowboys are out, but I might actually
which is a
watch that
lot.
one. Yeah.
You haven't
I'm
watched the playoffs
just
in 30 years, dude.
Dude,
Yeah, man.
I'm just glad the Texans aren't playing the 3:30 Saturday game for once. They always get that game, so we
Yeah.
finally get. And the only reason we're not is because the Steelers got the late game Sunday night, so they didn't want to give them the early game next week. But still, but yeah, I'm with you, Brian. That's gonna be a good game. But I mean, Bears Packers is awesome in the playoffs, but it also feels like for all the good the Bears did, this just feels like the spot where they just
Comes crumbling down.
everything you did all year to get to this position, then your arch rival comes into your house and then just kind of beats you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Especially once we had that crazy game, was it 2 weeks ago, where they came back to win and all that.
Mhm.
It feels like a bad spot because I think the Bears overachieved in year one of Ben Johnson. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
maybe fans would say they would have expected this, but I'm not going to sit here and say that. Not especially not in that division,
yeah.
which we
Well,
thought coming in the year was going to be the most competitive division in football.
well, and that's what I was going to say earlier, too, is that if Jordan Love doesn't go out in that Bears game, then the Packers probably win that one and they sweep the Bears for the season. So, I mean, so I guess we'll see what happens. But then the Rams Panthers, I'm just glad they're getting that one out of the way first. I mean, the Rams are a
Yeah,
10-point favorite right now on the road in Carolina. 10-point favorite is insane for the NFL playoffs. Like,
Yeah,
I mean, it's kind of like what you've said in the past, Lucas. It's like the 12 seed James Madison getting in,
it's what it
and because I
is.
mean, like that's the format, and that's what you have to go off of.
And there
But
was a team that was probably deserving that did not get in.
uh, I'm trying to think of the standings. If
I'll say
who
this
got,
year, I don't know.
yeah,
I mean,
like
like
who got left
the
out? Oh,
the
the
Vikings
Vikings got
and
left out, and the Lions are the best team to get left out.
Yeah,
But I wouldn't know if I use the word deserving because they had their chances and just laid eggs.
well, that's the
The
thing. Like
Vikings definitely didn't.
the
but again,
Vikings though, like
it's
the Vikings are on a 5-game winning streak right now. So honestly, like they were one of the best playing teams at the end of the year. They just started so bad and then
it,
just toppled all.
and it's the same argument that like people in the SEC have, like who missed out on the playoffs this year, like Texas fans, right? Like if the Lions played in the NFC South, they probably win the division, but they're playing in arguably the most difficult conference in NFL. Well, I don't know. It's arguable.
I guess my the only difference to me in the NFL is it goes through waves, right? Because that this division 7 years ago was awful. The Lions stunk.
Yeah,
The
true.
Vikings were like up and down, could be. The Bears have been atrocious for 20 years. I mean, when the Packers had Rodgers, it was like a foregone conclusion, like it's the Pack and everybody else. So like everybody kind of goes up and down when it comes to
Yeah.
football in the NFL.
I mean,
We're in like college, like certain conferences
mm,
normally have there's a pretty more of a pecking order there.
yeah, for the most part. I mean, obviously the SEC dominated for years, but the Big Ten has
Yeah,
caught up.
come on,
I
strong.
mean, you look at I mean, the ACC was god awful, but Miami turns out they're okay. You know, I don't know. Clemson has won a few natties.
Yeah,
Florida
it's
State.
just It's just I just love going into this NFL playoff with I think the betting favorite is actually the Seahawks now. I think they overtook the betting favorite, who probably the least talked about best team in football. Like they finished with the best record in football, and nobody really saw that coming or is still really giving them the respect that they probably earned. But anyway, what I'm getting at, I mean, with like the Chiefs being the boogeyman gone, uh, it feels wide open. Maybe it's not, but it really feels like a wide open playoff bracket where if we get to the Super Bowl and Team A and Team B are there, I don't think any of it would shock me outside of Carolina making the craziest run of all time. If you give me any other of these teams in there, I could see how that could conceivably happen.
The
Yeah,
Seahawks or the Steelers. I'd have a hard time seeing the Steelers making a run.
I would
they're
Just
love
because,
that to
plus
like,
happen because yeah,
they're plus 1900 to win it all.
do
who's
they
that?
have the Steelers?
Yeah,
That's probably what the third worst odds.
that's
Probably
one, two,
second.
three, four, five, six, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. The app that I use isn't even giving me the Texans as an option, which is wild. Yeah.
Really?
Really?
Yeah, Seahawks at plus 335, Rams second highest favorites at 426, Broncos at 669, the Bills at 733, Eagles 733, Patriots 809, 49ers 809, Chargers 900, Jags 1150, Packers 1570, and then the Steelers at 1900. The
The
Steelers you
How
Ja-
bet
the
the
Jaguars being
Steeler
1150 is crazy too.
the Steelers you bet 5 you win 100.
the fact that the Chargers would be have a maybe it's because of the path the Texans have
I
to go to the Broncos, but like the
I
Texans had the
guess.
Broncos beat for 3.5 quarters earlier this year, and
I know.
unbelievably the defense fell apart at the end. But that I mean, call me Homer or whatever. That seems a bit ridiculous to me that the Texans have worse odds than some of those teams.
So I think this is misconstrued. I don't think they're just giving it to us because it's also it has the Texans as AFC champions at 355, and the Broncos are at 233. So it's just not given odds for the Texans to win it all, but they're the third best odds to win the AFC. So
Yeah,
I
I
don't know.
mean they.
It's about right.
I mean, if they get by the Steelers, which they're a 3-point favorite, again they've already played the Broncos and had them on the brink. And then every other team left, they've already beat this year except the Patriots. They didn't play the Patriots. Oh, maybe they did. No, they didn't.
I don't think
I
they
thought
did.
they beat the
They did
Patriots.
not. No, they didn't play the Patriots. But they beat the
Uh,
Bills, they beat the Chargers, and they split with the Jags. So like they were beatable.
yeah,
Anyway,
Hmm. I guess we'll see.
yeah,
Well, and also like with the NFL format too, like the path changes depending on who wins. So like
oh
because
yeah.
the one seed plays the lowest remaining seed. So if the Bills or Chargers win, then that means that
The
that
Broncos go play them.
they would that the Chargers would play or the Texans would play the next highest seed or whatever it is. So just all depends on how it goes.
Yeah,
I mean, hell, after week one, the Texans could be hosting a playoff game. Or I
yeah.
guess in the AFC Championship game, they could potentially be hosting.
wow, yeah, you're right.
But no, I guess it would be the second round.
I
So like if the Texans, Bills, and Chargers all won, then yeah, the Texans would host the Bills.
yeah, I would be. I'd be pretty surprised if the Chargers go beat the Patriots.
Yeah,
Would
Yeah,
not be surprised
no,
at
I
all if the
agree.
Bills beat the Jags. I'd be pretty surprised for the Chargers to beat the Patriots.
yeah,
Man, I mean, I guess the Bills played better yesterday, but man, like the Jaguars, like they've been lights out lately, dude. Like they've been
They have
crazy hot.
they've won seven in a row because the Texans have won eight in a row.
It's opposite. Or no, the Texans won nine, the Jags have won eight.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I apologize. That is correct. Because I was like, when we were playing so hot, I was like, oh, we're going to come back and win the South. And then the Jags were like, actually, we're just not going to lose another game.
Yeah, that's what's crazy, man.
Because the Texans beat them 3 games into this winning streak. I was like, oh, yeah, here we go. And
Well,
then you go look at the Jags' schedule and you see outside of the Broncos, you see how they got there because they just didn't play anybody.
well, and then like I know we said something about the Seahawks last week, like potentially falling off, seeing how Sam Darnold was in the past. Dude, like, well, offensively they didn't play great, but they controlled that entire game against San Francisco. Like I was actually surprised by that.
That was one of the more shocking finishes to me of the weekend that San Francisco just like laid down and took it from the Seahawks
So I could
because
definitely
they
see how they could be the betting favorites just because of that. I mean, because I mean they're on a 7 game winning streak, so I mean they're right there with the Texans and Jags.
yeah, I mean the only reason that people are doubting him is just because Sam Darnold's at quarterback and
Yeah,
he's now quarterbacked back-to-back number one seeds in the NFC and it was unfortunate timing for that. I mean he did have an absolutely awful first playoff game last year or only playoff game last year, but like
Yeah.
so people are saying, "Oh, he can't get into the playoffs." But okay, he had one bad game. Other than that, he's now what, like 29-5 in his last 2 years
last
starting in
two
the regular
years.
season.
Yeah,
I mean, yes, yeah, that just it. I don't think the lights got too bright. I think he just picked a horrible time to have an absolutely atrocious football game.
Yeah.
yeah.
Uh, so even though I think I've even said on here before that they can't win with Sam Darnold, like I'm not just gonna sit here right now again and be like, oh, the Seahawks are just gonna lose first round because Darnold's a quarterback. You have to at least give him a little respect for what he's done. For a guy who 4 years ago was dead in the water as an NFL quarterback.
Yep.
Well, and on top of that, like their defense, like this is the best defense they've had since their Super Bowl runs. So I mean, like that's been a big part of it too. I mean, the Vikings defense was good last year, but I don't know if it was as good as the Vikings were this year. So I mean, they got their, I mean, they got their two-headed monster and Kenneth Walker and Chardonnay. So I mean, it's just they definitely got something going. Jackson Smith and Jigba obviously big time targets. So I mean, they're going to be tough to beat.
No, it's good football team.
Their biggest
Also,
thing is they're probably going to have to host a division rival in the second round. That's honestly going to be their biggest thing is that whoever they play, they've already played twice this year. I don't know what their record was against, the Rams or the 49ers, but I mean, anytime you play a team three
Uh,
times, it's always tough to win.
they split both.
Yeah, so at least they didn't sweep because they always say it's hard to beat a team 3 times. So I guess if you split, it's kind of up in the air.
And they were
Plus
all
Seattle, I
real
mean, Seattle,
they were all really good football games too.
yeah. And plus Seattle, like that's definitely like I would say top two playoff environments to play in. So they definitely have the advantage on that as well.
I mean, again, I didn't watch a ton of the NFL. Actually, I didn't watch any. But like the one the one thing I do know is like the Saints, although they're not a very good football team, they were in a lot of very close games this year, and obviously they started winning down the stretch. But the one game that they got blown out by was against the Seahawks. They lost 44-13. Like, and if you go look at some of their wins, like they were blowing teams out, putting them in chokeholds. So that's something to be said too. 26-0 against the Vikings, 37-9 against the Falcons, 44-22 against the Cardinals. Not very good, but Commanders 38-14. Like there's some big wins in here. So I don't know. I think that's something to be said too. They have the ability to blow teams out.
Yeah. I will say, I
So
think, kind of to the point we made earlier, I think this is probably the most exciting NFL playoffs as a whole that I've ever seen. Probably. I mean, I
yeah,
can't
at
think of
least
another time. It's kind of like college football where it's like there's not one team that's just
yeah.
that has a sure shot. Like last year, you kind of knew the Eagles were just gonna roll through and just find a way.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's probably the most wide open for sure. Like it's
And to me, it feels that way because there's not that team at the top that just feels inevitable. That's why
yeah.
the whole thing feels wide open.
I was
Uh,
say I was gonna say we can get Will to watch Arsenal Thursday at 2 o'clock, and then we'll
dude.
get Lucas to watch Rams and Panthers 3:30 on Saturday.
Okay, you can't compare those two at all.
Okay, let's go. Let's do the Monday night game. We'll do the Texans and the Steelers.
Okay, deal. Because Arsenal's at least playing Liverpool. Like that's a huge game.
Yeah, it is a big one. We'll make sure that we don't podcast on Monday night so that Will can be focused.
That's a great call.
It's all right. I still like the NFL, but it's not the same rush as college. I still support my team.
Yeah.
I was at the game yesterday. I mean, it's fun. I enjoy it, but it just doesn't hit the same, boys. It just doesn't hit the
No.
same
You got to
for
see
me at least.
44-year-old Philip Rivers?
No, Riley Leonard played yesterday,
Oh,
so
really?
yeah. I mean, they never
Dang.
won, dude. It's 32-30. Put up the most points that the Texans have given up all year. Granted, the entire second half was against the second unit, but um,
Oh, did you know what's funny is that, well, it's not funny for some people, but like uh one of our buddies had the Colts plus 6.5 and had it the entire time until the Texans scored on that last play of the game to win by 8.
me and my brother were talking about that, like how bad that stunk, because um, he also had like a pot on the game, and he got screwed in the first half because he had 0-0, and it was gonna hit all the way until the Colts score and the Texans go kick a field goal. But then he was looking up, and I was like, dude, that guy that had 2-0 was so sure he had that in the bag, and then they run that field goal back, or they run that
uh,
fumble back for to make. Yeah, that was a real bad beat there.
yeah, just how it goes.
Yeah, it does. Those are tough to swallow.
Yeah. Well, Lucas, you got anything else you want to talk about with NFL, or are you good?
Dude, I think I got everything out.
Hey, that's the most Lucas has ever contributed in NFL. I'll give him that.
You've really
Dude, don't
grown over the
expect
last
don't
78
expect the same
weeks.
if we bring up Arsenal because I ain't got nothing.
So
Yeah, it's
usually
all
you're
right,
just
dude.
napping
I I might contribute a little bit more next week if I watch these football games.
for sure.
Maybe.
Maybe. Well, y'all want to touch on the Astros signing real quick?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know anything about the guy, and I mean, I know he was really good in Japan. Still a lot of unknowns, I think. How do you say his
Yeah,
Yeah.
name?
yeah, hmm
Tatsuyama Ime.
Ime.
yeah, sure.
Tatsuya Ime, I think.
Mm.
Sorry if you're watching the podcast, Mr. Ime, if we messed your name up.
Dude, I don't know if y'all saw on Twitter though. He came out of that press conference hot today. Like
Dude,
I think his first words were, "What's up, H Town?"
He literally probably learned that yesterday because he was at the Texans game, and they
Yeah.
said that 4,372 times during that game.
he
Well,
said,
got to get him ready,
what's
dude.
he said, "What's up, H-Town? I am Tatsuya Ime and I'm ready to chase a world championship. Let's go, Houston."
Yeah. Quote,
Yeah, direct quote.
What a start! What a start!
I mean, the
Ime.
biggest thing is he said he didn't want to play for the Dodgers because he said he wanted to be a guy that beat the Dodgers. I hope there's some world that there is a chance for that to happen. I also saw that he's not pitching in the World Baseball Classic because he wants to be fully
Mm.
ready for the regular season. So I thought that was kind of interesting as well.
Does he hit?
No, I don't think he's a
No.
Shohei.
Mm.
That's
Because
why
we
they only
sure
signed
could
him
use
for
another
18 mil
bat.
a year. Oh, dude, yeah.
Especially a left-handed one.
Yeah.
All I know is I
Dang.
But
saw the projected starting rotation next year, and I saw Lance McCullers Jr., and I was like, well, that's going to change after a week.
Yeah. But I mean, if this guy turns out to be legit and Hunter Brown, that's a pretty solid 1-2 punch for sure.
Yeah,
I don't know what the injuries look like coming back. Obviously, it's been something in Houston for the past few years with starting pitchers, and injuries. So, I mean, we'll see. We'll see who's back. Did Fromber ever end up anywhere?
not yet.
I,
so what I was reading is
he's a Dodger.
no, man. Like teams are weary about his clubhouse,
Oh,
Of
for
his
sure.
course.
clubhouse. So
He's
teams
a
are
selfish prick.
like I read like his projected numbers are down like 20 to 30 million of what they were thinking going in because the read they've got on it is that unless somebody comes up real desperate, like he's not going to get nearly what he thought just because they think he's a clubhouse cancer.
I
Which
mean,
he did. He proved it in game whenever you cross up your own catcher. I mean,
Oh
yeah.
come
yeah,
on,
yeah,
guy. Come on, guy. So,
yeah.
but he's a free agent, and he probably will be for a little while longer. I would assume sometime closer to spring training, a deal will get done. But it won't be in Houston.
You're
Well,
an
I'll say,
athletic.
dude, honestly, like, but dude, in Bregman's still a free agent too, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's a Scott Boris agent, so
Well, I was
um,
reading something, and I mean, again, it's on the internet, so everything's true. But I saw that that Scott Boris has kind of screwed him over too, just because he's been asking for these just insane numbers that no team is wanting to reach for, and so he's going to end up probably losing money out of the deal just because that they're going for these insane contracts.
And Bregman's age has to play a factor in it too.
He's what, 31,
He's
32.
yeah, maybe they're turning 33 this year.
mm-mm.
Yeah.
I think
No.
he's only 31. So I think he was turning he was it was at the age 30 or 31 season last year, so he'd be 32. He'd be turning 32 tops.
Yeah, he's turning 32 in March.
Okay.
Mm.
So, I
But I
mean,
mean,
if you want a long-term contract with a lot of money, that's because it's not like he's a. I mean, I guess his power numbers were okay in Houston, but he's playing on a short porch. Played at a short porch in Boston.
I think his
Ah,
numbers projected out well this year if he doesn't get
they
hurt.
did. Yeah,
And I still think the best solution for him personally is just to go back to
stay
Boston.
stay in Boston.
I
Agreed.
really think so. And I know supposedly the Blue Jays could have been an option, but the Blue Jays just signed that third baseman also out of Japan. So
Yeah,
or is it
Okamoto,
Korea? It's with yeah, it's with so
Japanese, yeah.
uh yeah, okay. So they're out, they're off the table, and I don't really know anybody else that's going to splurge at this point for a third
They said
baseman.
the
So
Diamondbacks are apparently in the mix, but I don't.
I think the Diamondbacks have
They're
just
not a big
been
spending team though.
they've quietly been dabbling with that a little more the last couple years. I mean, they signed Corbin Burns kind of out of nowhere last year.
Yeah,
yeah,
Um, I think they were trying to chase that magic, when they made the World Series 2 years ago. But I think if you're looking at Bregman as far as fit and everything, I think a marriage with Boston again probably makes the most sense.
yeah,
yeah. Just what I'm reading right now, that's what it looks like. Is that the Red Sox made a pretty big offer, and I don't know if anybody's really going to compete with it or not. So I mean, kind of an interesting deal.
yeah,
There's still quite a few. I say quite a few. There's still a handful of big names out there, but it'll be those that probably fall a little later or as we get closer, and either the teams that get desperate enough they make the play, or everybody's market kind of falls down to one team and they just have to they have to sign whatever deal's on the table. So
For sure. All right, let's roll into some college football. So,
yes,
logic, uh, kind of goes out the window when it comes to the second round of college football. Um, the top four seeds are now 1-7 since the new format came out last year. The lone win coming from Indiana, who absolutely beat the brakes off of Alabama from the word go. I mean, Alabama had a decent first drive, kicked a field goal, and then just from there, just Indiana just absolutely train rolled. So, super impressive. I mean, I think if you had any doubts about what kind of team Indiana was coming into the playoffs, I think those can go ahead and go out the window because they look like the real deal, man. I mean, just up and down, defensively, offensively. I mean, Fernando Mendoza playing clean football. They're running the ball well. I mean, they're hitting you in the mouth on both sides of the football. I mean, it's just very impressive to watch from the number one team in the nation. So big time win for them over Alabama.
Yeah. I mean, I'm the idiot that the one game that I picked the underdog was the Alabama game. Um, so I thought I thought out of all of the games that were played this weekend that Alabama probably had the most likely to pull an upset. Just because the way they played in the second half against OU, they looked pretty good. They were the highest rated defense in NCAA 26. So obviously,
Can't
I
forget
thought the
that.
I thought the defense was going to show, but man, in Indiana, like you said, Indiana's legit, dude. Um, and we'll go game by game, but that was a demolishing, dude. Like we talked about it last week. What was it? 9.5 was the spread, or was it
uh,
7.5? It was
seven
nine
and
and
a
a
Six
half.
and a
half
half.
or
Oh,
six and a
seven
half is
and a
what it
half.
closed
Okay.
at. 7.5 on underdog.
But whenever we were talking, wasn't it up to 9?
9.5 was the
Uh,
Ohio State Miami game.
yeah,
Oh, was it? But
guess we'll get into
I
that
guess
one.
you just got to throw out Bama of old. Like you can't, like
It's
you got to have
gone, fellas.
a mindset change now. And honestly, a mindset change across college football. I mean, in what world did you expect these being the last four remaining? If you would have told me that 5 years ago, I'd think you were absolutely crazy. I mean,
If you'd have told me this
maybe
last
Miami.
week,
I
if you
mean,
told me this
yeah,
last week that this would be the four
yeah.
remaining, I would have said, I don't think so. I mean,
Miami would be the only one. Like 5 years ago, if you told me Miami would be in a quarterfinal or a semifinal playoff game, I'd say, yeah, that's probably about right. And maybe Oregon too, just because of Oregon's history. But yeah,
yeah,
crazy.
Indiana is soundedly playing their way out of underdog status. Like they were like
Oh,
they're like even though they're number one and everything else, they still feel like the Cinderella because of what Indiana's been. You know, you talk
yeah,
about you have to change your mindset about what you believe Alabama is because Saban's not there no more. You got to change your mindset about what Indiana is because Kirk Chinetti's there now and the culture is way different. But
yeah,
still, coming in this playoffs, if you were like, "Oh, Indiana's going to win the national title," you'd feel like that's an awesome story to come out of the depths of college football history, seemingly out of nowhere in 2 years, and go win a national title would be awesome. I feel like now they've played so well, like it's I don't know if the word expected is correct, but they're the favorite, and I guess number one team in the nation, undefeated. That shouldn't be surprising, but I don't know. They've played so well. Like the story's not as cute or as good as it once was.
yeah.
Well, it's kind of like what we
And
talked about going into the playoffs too, where we said, who's our favorite to win, and all three of us said Ohio State. Like we didn't even consider Indiana. We're like, yeah, Indiana's a feel good story, but Ohio State's going to ramp it up and it's going to come back and they're going to take care of business. We saw that game go. We'll talk about that one in a minute, but it's just we never thought like, oh, Indiana can really take this all the way, despite beating Ohio State in the Big Ten championship.
I think that again, mindset change in college football nowadays. You can't look at the logo on the helmet anymore like you used to. Like again, going into the season, you're like, oh, Ohio State. Like if you look at the logo of Indiana, come on, they're they're the losingest program in college football history. Like it's
Hmm.
Th-
but now I don't know if y'all saw that stat too. I think one of my group chats that we talked about it. If you go look up and down Indiana's roster too, they don't have a starter that's not a junior or senior or a 6 year player. Like they're all older. Like they're 21 and up. There's no 18 or 19-year-olds that are sniffing the field. Um, so that's something to be said too. Strategically, I think other schools are going to look at that and say, "Hey, maybe this is the formula that we need to take, and maybe take some flyers on some high school kids that might be able to perform right away." But the whole
and
development part of it, it's not the
correct.
same.
It's also not 4 and 5 stars. Like they're like two,
No.
they're no stars to 3 stars that they've just found and polished, and those diamonds in the rough that are just
Yeah.
gonna be there, work their butt off, and play sound team football. I think that's
Yeah.
what's. I think some. I'm not saying he shies away from the big guys, the big names, but a lot of times those guys could come with egos and personal stuff that isn't always best for the team. I think they found a way to just avoid all of that and just find guys that are going to show up, be coachable, work hard, and I mean, just go in and bully a monster that is Alabama. You know, a titan of the sport that has all the stars out of high school, gets the stars and gets the guys that become stars at small schools and go to Alabama because they become big in college football, and they just go and beat the ever living piss out of them. I mean, just and yeah, it was 38-3. Probably could have been 60-3. I mean, they could have probably kept going if they wanted to. Um,
100%.
So this will probably be the first year ever that a team below 50% blue chip ratio wins the national championship if Indiana pulls it off. I want y'all to go ahead and so the rule of thumb is there's only a certain amount of teams that are statistically able to win a national championship, and it's the 50% thing, right? 50% of your roster blue chip ratio um, typically wins the national championship. Guess what Indiana's blue chip ratio is? Just throw a
like
wild
20,
guess.
22.
I'll say
What you
like
got, Ryan?
30.
7. 7%. 7. Comparatively, Indiana, I mean, Houston and Louisville are also at 7%. It's crazy what they're doing, man. It's
But the
impressive, dude.
yeah, because there's nothing fluky about it
No.
at all. Like this is, and I know we've talked about it, but for Kirk Cinetti to come in and talk like he talked for, I don't want to call him a nobody, but in the scheme of things, like nobody knew who the hell he was, and to turn a team around this fast is unbelievably impressive. Unbelievably impressive.
Yeah.
Well, because that's what we
And
said
it just
last
keeps
year. It was
getting
Um,
like they went
better.
11. Yeah, because they went 11-1 last year. It's like, oh, it's just their schedule. And then
yep.
this year they turn around, they do it again, and they're even more
Well,
dominant. So,
I truly don't remember who did they get bounced by in the playoff last year?
Notre Dame.
uh,
Yeah.
yeah.
And so I think that played a factor in it too. They went one and done. And so everybody's like, "Oh, Indiana, they played a fluky schedule. They just got beat." Kind of like Texas Tech, and we'll get into that a little bit later too. I think people are obviously they didn't show out in their game, but I mean, this could potentially be exactly what Indiana was last year, and then come back next year, and we'll talk about it. Um, but with Indiana, I think another tidbit as well is I think the whole transfer portal and finding your quarterback through the transfer portal needs to be talked about too. Because think about the last five, six, seven national champions. They're all transfer quarterbacks. They're all older quarterbacks. The playoffs, the four remaining teams, all transfer quarterbacks, older.
Just about to say
La-
that every that
last
we're
year,
guaranteed.
last year was the exact same, dude. If you go look at the Final Four, Notre Dame, Ohio State, Texas, Georgia, right? So older, seasoned vet quarterbacks seem to be the answer nowadays. And so,
Yeah. And
um,
Indiana's already got theirs for next year.
yeah, so
So there's kind of, I mean, the recipe's working, so that I don't see any
yeah,
reason to change it.
and I
Yep.
mean Hoover was, I mean, there was talks that he was going to go to Tennessee for a while. I mean, he seems to be a good quarterback and get him in the right system.
I mean, he was pretty decent at TCU. I mean,
Yeah,
it's not like Fernando Mendoza was lighting up the world at Cal.
not at all.
I mean, people were like, "Oh, I mean, yeah, nice pickup," but you know, and he goes and wins the Heisman. So
Yeah,
who's gonna? I
for
mean,
sure.
I'm not gonna sit here and say Hoover can't go up there and be a competent quarterback.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, because that's the biggest thing with college. A lot of times, it's not the best one. It's just what the best for your system. So like,
Oh
and then
yeah.
Mendoza fit the system perfectly. I mean, Josh Huber's probably a pretty similar quarterback to what Mendoza is. So I mean, if you just fit the system, I mean, it should transition smoothly into it. But
The one thing I will say too, again, we're kind of going off on a tangent with portal and stuff, but it, it's also kind of a perfect storm with Indiana this year too. Like it seems like everybody hit, and next year could be opposite as well, right? It seems like every offensive lineman that they brought in from the portal hit. Like all those guys are older; they can't all be staying next year. And Mendoza, I mean, he's okay with his legs, but he's no like super athlete that's gonna dice you up if you can't get to him. And so Hoover seems to be, I mean, he's a little mobile, but he's not going to flash. He's not the best athlete on the field. Whereas nowadays, I feel like that's necessary in certain situations. I mean, you saw what Chambliss did. Chambliss is doing.
mhm,
Um, so I'm curious to see. And this could be one of those things where it's just a perfect storm where everything came together perfectly for Indiana to where their team, with every transfer portal addition hit. I mean, look at LSU in 2019. That was a perfect storm. Like, there's no two ways about it. Like every transfer that they brought in hit perfectly, and they haven't been able to find that same recipe in Baton Rouge since.
then you see
But some
2024 Florida State.
exactly, and so maybe they have a recipe, and their evaluation of players is just better than everybody else's. But we'll see.
Doing something right.
Yeah,
Bloomington, Indiana.
it's crazy.
Let's roll the 2 seed. Probably. I mean, I wouldn't say probably the biggest surprise of the weekend or the week. Miami taking down Ohio State in a game that really they controlled the entire game as well. I mean, Miami looked good. I mean, Fletcher was running the ball well. Miami moved the ball really well. Missed out on a couple opportunities to score more points. I mean, 24-14. Honestly, probably a closer score than what the game actually was if you really look at it from up and down. So, big time win for them. I mean, honestly, the biggest thing is, Miami's defense just continues to roll. I mean, held A&M to 3 points last week, only holds Ohio State to 14 this week. I mean, their defense is playing really, really well. So that's kind of the biggest. And I'm looking ahead already, but that's kind of the biggest. What I'm looking forward to seeing against Ole Miss and their high flying offense, kind of seeing
Yeah,
that
agreed.
matchup.
Agreed. Um, that pick six. As soon as that happened, I was like, "Oh my god, this is gonna happen."
This happened.
Like,
Hmm.
um,
I agree.
because and that goes to show you the difference between, and again, he's going to turn out to be a great wide receiver, Jeremiah Smith. But you go look at the dudes from Indiana, they have no problem. Their wide receivers have no problem going downfield and throwing blocks. Jeremiah Smith just whipped on that block, and that's what caused the DB to jump the route and take it to the house. And again, it goes to show like 3 stars versus 5 stars. What's the difference? Well, plays like that can change a football game, and maybe if you had a 3 star that was just gritty and just wanted to get in and do what's best for the team, it might have been a different outcome. But
Yeah.
Also, like Julian Sands' complete unwillingness to run the ball
yeah,
at all. I mean, he was very rattled, but there was times he would flush himself, or he'd get out of the pocket, he'd make the right move, and just stand at the
yeah.
li- at the line of scrimmage because he was not going to take off. Like not having that element really hurt. And again, he was just rattled. I mean, as the most rattled he's looked all year for
Hmm.
good reason. I mean, Miami's defense is very good, but
But if Julian saying if this was his 3rd year starting, he probably makes the right decision. So it could be part of that too. Just some inexperience in the big games, I think
first year
plays a big
quarterback
part in it.
guys. I mean,
Yeah,
yeah, for first year
exactly. That's what I
quarterback,
mean. Yeah,
and not like first year in the system, first year any game. So,
yeah,
uh, but that yeah, it was the most surprising win. It wasn't the most surprising result to me. The most surprising result was Indiana just mollywhopping
Yes.
Bama to me. But this was the most surprising win, I
Hmm.
guess, that they came out and I mean, it's 24-14, but they dominated him the whole time. And
Yeah.
even whenever it looked like, oh, here's the play, Ohio State's woke up, they're finally going to take a lead. But then that last drive by Miami, just a grown man football drive to go down there and get that touchdown and make it two scores. Um, people say Cristobal could win the big one. He's winning some big games. Um,
Yeah.
if Carson Beck just plays efficient football, he doesn't have to be a world beater. Just don't turn the ball over and manage the offense. With that defense, I mean, you're going to be okay. Um, Brian, I'm with you here as far as I'm very excited for this matchup because it's just two complete opposites. Miami has a good talent there in Tony, but not really a high flying offense, but a mean defense. Ole Miss is just going to try to outscore you because the defense isn't
Hmm.
really going to stop a whole lot. Um, the legs of Chambliss. I mean, Miami early in the game had a little trouble with Reed using his
Reed.
legs, and yeah, I think Chambliss obviously a much better passer of the football than Marcel Reed is. So, but is just as competent with his legs. Now, of course, when Miami got the spy on him, when they made the adjustment, that changed some things up. But um, I think Chambliss's ability to throw the ball when the spy did come on him, obviously at a much higher rate than Reed did. What kind of trouble is that going to cause Miami? Because they did just have that with Sayan, who has been a very efficient thrower all year, but they knew there was no threat of him running the football. So you don't have to throw a spy on him. You can drop that guy back in coverage, and we saw what it
Yeah.
did. It rattled him. That's not going to be the case again this week. I mean, they're going to have to spy Chambliss, or he's just going to run for 150 and three tutties. So very very interesting. I think there's going to be a lot of in-game changes, or if not, they could be in trouble.
For sure.
I think Fletcher too on the ground is going to be a big key in this game too. Uh, Playing possession football, like you said, just grown man, put your hand in the dirt, blow the defensive line off the ball, and move the ball on the ground to keep Chambliss off the field. I think that's going to be a big key in this game too. And like you said, if Carson Beck can just make the right reads and take care of the football, Miami has a good of a shot as anybody to make it to the national championship. Because if you go back and look at their losses too, I think he had he had 4 picks against SMU, 5 picks against SMU, something like that.
Four, I believe.
Yeah,
Four
and
against
and
Louisville.
you
Or
just
maybe it was 3 picks and a fumble. Anyway, it was a lot of turnovers.
yeah, and so I think that's going to be a big key. Obviously, turnovers are always key, but if Carson Beck can just run the offense like he's supposed to, I think Miami has a really good shot at winning.
I'll tell you who the biggest hate watchers are right now are Notre Dame fans.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
They're so sad right
I would
now.
agree with that. I
Oh
I
man.
I I hate so much that this is vindicating this incompetent college football playoff selection committee. Like
yeah,
but couldn't have got it more. Not saying Notre Dame didn't deserve to be in there, but they couldn't have got the Miami call more right because they're playing good, damn good football,
yeah,
Oh, you know their
and
asses
we
are
are
in that room just
guaranteed.
smirking away right now.
Oh yeah, yeah, they are. But I mean, we are guaranteed Miami or Ole Miss is going to the national title game. I mean, there's no two ways
yeah.
about it. One of those two teams will play for a national title, uh,
Crazy.
and I think it's going to be a crazy. I mean, what do y'all think the number is? I mean, if Ole Miss scores 30, they win, or
Mm,
or is it does it have to be more or
I
less?
think it has to
Like,
be
what do
more.
y'all think? Think more?
I'd say probably more.
Yeah, I think 38 wins it. 37,
The
38.
the over under is 52 and a half right now.
Yeah.
which against that Miami defense is surprisingly high. Like
Yeah,
that's more of a credit to Ole Miss's offense, I think,
Ole
than
Miss
anything,
offense,
because
yeah.
yeah.
that's a high number when you're talking about a team that's given up 17 total points in the first two playoff games.
But I also think that also has to do with Ole Miss's defense not being able to stop
Anything at
competent
all.
offenses. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, really anything at all. Yeah, I mean, I would probably agree with you. I was just trying to see what y'all's read on it was. You know, how many points are they going to have to score? Uh,
I mean, I think realistically, I think Miami can put up 35 points on that defense.
oh yeah, I mean, we
Realistically. So I think 38 would win it for them, which if they do that, then they deserve to go to the national championship for sure.
if they score 38 on that defense, that'd be very impressive. The way they're
Oh
playing
yeah.
right now, the way that defense is playing right
Yeah,
now, be very, very, very impressive.
agreed.
Well, let's roll into the next one. So New Year's morning, we had Texas Tech and Oregon, where Tech offensively laid an absolute egg. The defense, I thought, played
Showed
phenomenal.
out.
I mean, like they
Yeah,
showed up. I mean, they were on the field the entire game, and they just kept making plays, kept giving it back to their offense, and they just like the offense just could not give them a
Yeah,
break at any point. I mean, just zero rhythm, zero ability to move the ball. I mean, just a big time performance, by Oregon's
yeah,
defense, and then just I mean both defenses honestly, but
yeah. The score is a true disjustice to that Texas Tech defense because they did play their butts off. Have we seen a quarterback look more out of place than Morton looked that entire game?
it's been a while.
no,
I mean, that was rough for a guy who, I mean, I don't, I, it could have, I mean, all season could have been a smokescreen. Like he's been a decent quarterback, but my goodness, was he? If we think sand was lost, I don't even know what the word to describe what Morton was doing was. Uh,
Yeah, it was.
s- some of the, I mean, the one pick he threw in the end zone to Finney, who that guy had a hell of a game, but
Yeah,
yeah, he did.
that's probably the easiest interception he'll have the rest of his career. I mean, I don't know what he was doing. It's tough for Tech. I'm not gonna say they overachieved because they definitely spent the money to do exactly what they did, but it is a good building block here. But that's unfortunate to end in such a resounding dud.
Well, yeah, because I mean we
yeah.
talk about Indiana being a feel good story. I mean Tech was right up there too. I mean all of a sudden spending this money and getting relevant, getting the four
I
seed.
think I think
Uh,
I think that's the difference though, is that
yeah,
Tech spent the money. There was no word about Indiana going out and finding a billionaire to fund a program. Like we knew
true.
Tech was spending money coming into this
Yeah,
season, and they still are because what they just gave I guess a good
Sorsby,
quarterback, oh,
yeah.
5 to 7 mil.
5,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
wild.
no,
Yeah,
it's five upwards to six is what they're saying.
yeah.
Um,
I mean,
and
whew,
but the one thing I'll say, like I said earlier, we talked about Indiana playing Notre Dame, and they played a soft schedule all year, blowing teams out, looked really good, and they lost to Notre Dame. The same thing can happen to Tech next year. Like Tech's schedule is absolutely Charmin soft next year. You should go look at that schedule. It's kind of wild how easy that schedule
Bad,
is.
so
So they'll
bad.
blow through. They'll win the Big 12 again next year. But that's not to say that all the pieces come together like Indiana's did. Like they could be next year's Indiana. Obviously, they're spending more money, whatever. But if everything comes together for them, they could find their way exactly in the same spot that Indiana is today. It's not out of the question.
I mean,
Um,
they've already been running wild in the portal to this point. I mean, they've not even just Sorsby. I
it
mean,
is crazy.
they've gotten several players, and they've got more that are interested right now. So they're not done.
Yeah, they're going off, and yeah, it's crazy. And that number that Sorsby, obviously Sorsby was at LSU the day before he committed to Tech. As an LSU fan, like I don't think it's worth paying that much. Like there's a number that you should be at, and if there's somebody else paying something else like that, like Build, spend more money on your offensive line. Like build up your offensive line. LSU needs to go out in the receiving core and get more receivers. Go spend money elsewhere. That's a huge chunk of your roster that's being taken up by that money. Um,
I mean, it's similar to the NFL, when you have a large number of needs and then you can't just spend big in
yeah,
free agency on one big time player. Like you got to find, reasonable cost players that can fit your scheme and make it work. I mean, when you have that many
absolutely.
needs, you can't spend that much on one player.
No.
So we'll see.
I
But
was surprised,
yeah,
but maybe it's an overreaction to what happened in the game, and
Could
a lot of
absolutely
people,
be.
yeah, and people are saying Tech laid an egg, which I guess they did, but I mean Oregon's probably flying on the radar here, is playing pretty well to end the season,
yeah.
and uh, as much as we say Morton looked completely lost, well, probably a reason. I mean, Oregon's defense played really well. Dante Moore's been sharp on offense. They're playing as well as anybody. I know they. You want to say the JMU game? Yeah, okay, it ended up being close, but it was what 34-3 or whatever, and a
Yeah.
lot of the
Yeah.
guys weren't in the game anymore. But uh, it's also a credit to Oregon. I mean, it really is. So. Um, Now they're out looking for revenge, because they lost the home game early on in the season, uh, trying to stall to get to the. So yeah, like Oregon's won handedly outside of the Iowa game, which Iowa games were always close. I mean, outside after the loss to Indiana, it's been kind of blowout central, and just handily taking care of business. So um, probably not going under the radar going into this Indiana game, but maybe a little bit for how they've looked.
Well, and I was gonna say too, like with Oregon,
Yeah.
like people kind of talk about their schedule as well, and then obviously not playing the Big Ten championship. But I mean, like, you take out the Indiana game. I mean, yeah, the Iowa one was tough, but other than that, like you said, they rolled. I mean, at the end of the day, like you got to play the schedule you're dealt. I mean, that's why we were pretty high on Tech. It's like, yeah, like their schedule wasn't great this year, but you take out that one loss, they won by at least 22 in every single game. So like there was no reason to think like they're just going to all of a sudden fall on their face in the playoff game. I mean, like they were, yes, they're playing bad teams, but they're taking care of business. It wasn't like they're sneaking out wins week by week. I mean, they were playing what they were doing what they needed to do, and they were rolling through. So I mean, you got to play the schedule that you're given.
Yeah, and I'm sure this take has been said a million times since the 1-7 record for the bye teams, but I think that might play a part into it too. Uh, sure, Oregon played JMU, but like their starters got to be get in. They got to get in a rhythm against a real competition. Texas Tech didn't play for what 3 weeks. Like there's something to be said about that too. And I think because of the record of the bye teams, the teams who have gotten buys, I think there's some change coming in the format. They're going to have to announce something soon that they're going to start the games earlier. I don't know what the plan is, but I think they're going to have to do something because if I'm LSU, I don't want to buy. Like, why would I want to buy?
No, you don't want a 3 week bye for sure. Well, and that's kind of the thing too. If you take out the conference championship game and then you start the week where conference championship would go and you play week by week, you could play your national championship on New Year's Day. And so then you could still have like your big Rose Bowl parade or whatever it is you want to do on the New Year's weekend. But now you're playing for an even bigger stage. Now it's the national championship. So I mean, I don't see why you wouldn't want to set it up to that way. But
I agree with all that, especially with how the portal's opening now. Then everybody's done. You're not having teams trying to still focus on the present plus the future. Like all four of these teams are still right now. So yeah, I agree with all that. It should get done and get over with. It won't, because the longer they drag this thing out, the more money they make. But uh, For how they have everything currently constructed, that would make the most sense.
Let's roll into our last
And
game. We
scene.
got let's roll into our last game. We got Ole Miss and Oregon. Another big time game. Just one that you just what did I say? Oregon, Ole Miss and Georgia.
Yeah, Georgia.
Yeah, Georgia. Big time game. I mean, just Ole Miss just coming out firing on all cylinders, back and forth. Crazy ending too. I mean, Ole Miss up by was it 14 points or 10 points with 4 minutes left. Georgia comes back, ties it up, and then Ole Miss trucks down the field, kicks a field goal with 4 seconds left, gets a wonky safety at the end to make it a 5 point game. But yeah, just an absolute crazy game. Big time win for Ole Miss. I know Lucas and Will, y'all both touched on it earlier about just like everything surrounding Ole Miss and just trying to give the biggest middle finger possible to Lane Kiffin and just find a way to win it all. But yeah, but just a big time win because I know one of the things we talked about going in was Georgia's one of the hottest teams in the playoff. I mean, we said it was that Georgia probably was the hottest team, and just the way that they were playing leading up to this. But you can kind of say maybe it was the break, but I mean, Ole Miss was absolutely ready to play, and so yeah, just big time win to get them to the semifinal.
Yeah, hate watch did not go good for me on that one. But I mean, we can. I think we can all agree that's probably an instant classic. That's a
Oh yeah,
that was a phenomenal football game to watch as a neutral. Um,
A
and
game we
I,
needed after the rest of that slate.
yeah,
that's for sure.
but the one thing I'll say too is we talked about when we were talking about Miami and the Ole Miss matchup coming up. Um, Ole Miss's defense not being very good. Georgia had the ball on like the 5 yard line to go score to make it a what was it 5 point game, 4 point game, and they held them to a
Yeah,
field goal, which kept it into a field goal game for them to tie it up to allow Ole Miss to go win the game. Ole Miss's kicker's a monster too, dude. He would have hit from
yeah, he
70.
is. Yeah,
Like
Yes.
ev all those kicks from 50 were at the top of the netting, dude.
I said that in the moment when he kicked that one from 56, whatever it was. Like
Yeah,
that kick was good from Mars. It
yeah.
was unbelievable leg. But
And
you bring up
so,
that 3rd and 5 though, Lucas. A lot of people are talking about Kirby's clock management there. Like,
yeah,
what you also, I guess, like I know what they're saying because they're saying that in hindsight. But you're trying to win the game right there. You're not trying to go to
yeah,
absolutely.
overtime. So
No,
I don't have as big of a problem with it as some people are making it out to be. Because if they scored a
no.
touchdown there, this is all
It's
a moot point. So
absolutely.
I don't really hate the or I don't make as much of it as other people are making it out to be there. But anyway,
No,
sorry, didn't mean to interrupt your point. But
no. I was gonna say exactly right. You go win the game. You go try to win the game, and if you don't make it, you kick the field goal. Your defense, you've been relying on them for most of the season. You would think they'd get a stop, and then that dime that Champions threw down the left sideline to put them in field goal range. Just, I mean, tip your hat.
dropped it a bucket. I mean, threw it where only
And he
his
was doing
guy's
that
going
all
to get
game.
to it. Yeah, it just nails. I mean, he's absolute nails.
I was gonna say, Chambliss, dude, like if he starts the beginning of the season, he may be the Heisman winner.
yeah,
I don't
Um,
even know if it's a
dude,
maybe. I think he probably is.
statistically, dude, like and when LSU went to Ole Miss the week before, they went to Arkansas, and Arkansas put up crazy numbers against that defense. Chambliss, for the first time, was playing a good defense. LSU's defense, I would say, was pretty good. I think Ole Miss put up 25 on them. Like so, LSU held that offense to 25 points. When I went into that game, I was like, LSU, they're going to be throwing looks at Chambliss that he's never seen. He's going to struggle super bad. Like, dude, passed every test. The dude was dotting up every ball, every crossing route right in the chest, every deep ball right in the bucket, on the move.
left, right, it didn't matter. The dude's a baller, dude. He's
And
very good, which sucks because he's probably not going to pan out to be an NFL quarterback.
No.
Like
and
he's
we're
just
we're
doesn't have this.
we're we're only going to get probably 1 year of him. Like we
Yeah,
should have deserved. But I mean, he throws such a pretty ball though. Like it, nothing
he does.
wobbles. I don't know if you call it a tight spiral, but nothing floats. Like it's just right where
Yeah,
it's supposed to be every time, and it comes off his hand so pretty. I don't know. It's a fun offense to watch. Obviously, we know the defensive struggles, but I mean, I, a few people were giving him a chance in this game. I know I certainly wasn't, but what the hell do I know about college
mm,
football at this point? Uh,
Yeah.
but just the I know everything you said earlier, Lucas, but with all the stuff Ole Miss has gone through, have have the team the mindset to still be this locked in with everything going around them is impressive. And to go beat Georgia,
yeah,
I mean, close game, whatever, but to go beat Georgia, who was playing so hot, with a coach who's been there, done that, and players who have been in these situations before. Yeah, if the offense shows up, that they can. Any of these, I mean, we talk about the NFL being wide open. I'm not saying this is wide open, but like again, if any of these four teams were to go win the national title, I wouldn't be like, oh, how the hell did that happen? Like they all have massive
yeah.
certain strengths that are of championship caliber. So, yeah, it's gonna be a very fun Final Four and a very unexpected Final Four, which I guess is why that it's fun. I mean, two of these teams have has Ole Miss ever won a national title? So it'd be two of these teams have never won. Oregon's probably been forever ago if they have.
I don't
I
think
know
they
they've been
have.
I know they've been there twice, uh,
Yes.
in the last 15 plus years. But yeah, Miami, but Miami hasn't been relevant in 20 years. Last time they won was 2001, whenever that one was. So yeah, it's all fresh for the current state of college football.
Well, one thing I want to say too, you talk about clock management by Kirby, but dude, like the play where they're down by 3 points with it was like under 9 minutes left, or it was like under 10 minutes left, and he goes for it on fourth down on his own 33-yard line, and Ole Miss ends
Yeah.
up getting a touchdown off of that drive. Like that, that's what changed the
Well,
whole outlook of the game.
well, did I read a report or did I get this wrong that he wasn't supposed to snap the ball there? Like there was miscommunication. Like they were that ball was never supposed to be snapped.
Wow.
Mm.
Yeah, I don't know, but oh my gosh, dude.
Yeah, y'all saw the reaction.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, like,
Yeah,
and maybe it
but
wasn't supposed
I
to be
don't know.
snapped, but dude, like that.
That was an accurate report, but
Well, but I could believe it happening because that's one thing that Kirby Smart does. Like he'll go for it on fourth down deep in his own territory to try to change the momentum. So, I mean, yeah, I could see potentially, especially with the way
Kirby's
the
also
play
the most
turned out, where
bullshit
he
guy in
gets
college football, so he could just be saying that.
exactly. Yeah, he was probably clapping to call timeout. Like,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but no, it's just crazy because that, I mean, honestly, like, because that turned it from being a 3 point game, punting the ball away, to now it's a 10 point game, and now you're playing from behind. So, dude, that holder can't hold a ball. That's wild, dude. So, yeah, but yeah,
Yeah.
big win for Ole Miss. I mean, like, like we said, I mean, if you said these four teams were in here, I'd be very surprised to say if these four teams were in the semifinals going for a national championship. But I'm all about the chaos in college football, so it's a lot of fun. You good,
Give me
Lucas?
Miami, Indiana. Final.
Those your those your picks?
Yeah, I said give me a Miami, Indiana. That's what I want.
That would be a
I
fun game to watch.
I'm picking Indiana,
Yeah, me too.
but I mean, what's also lost on the Ole Miss deal? That's Pete Golding's second game to ever coach. So
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
pretty daggum impressive. I'm the opposite. My mind, which again, take that for what you want at this point, because everything else I've said has been wrong. So, but my mind says Miami should win, but I kind of just want Ole Miss to win.
I mean, I'm thinking
And
Miami just because of their defense. I mean, I think that's the big deciding factor for me is this is going to be the,
I
which
think
I
they're going
thought
to struggle with the dual threat aspect. I really do. Give me Ole Miss. Give me Ole
is true.
Miss. Yeah, give me Ole Miss.
I like it.
Stamp it. Send it in. Ole Miss.
Yeah. Because I mean, I was going to say too is like Georgia's defense was one of the most daunting. And like, I would have never guessed Ole Miss would put up 37 points against them. They found a way to do that. So who's to say they can't do it again?
What was it though?
I would say at the end of the season,
To close the
yes.
year. To
Not, I
close the
mean,
season.
it
Yeah,
got better as the season progressed.
I guess.
They shut
Yeah.
down Texas. They shut down Bama, which apparently isn't as hard as we thought. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
they did shut down some teams. But they also, I mean, Ole Miss gave them hell the first time. They were in a dogfight the first time.
Yeah.
Ole Miss scored 30 something points against them, so it's not like they hadn't already seen this. Um, but Miami's
True.
also given up points to SMU, and again, like you said, Carson Beck's
No.
turnovers.
Miami
SMU
didn't
beat
give up
them.
much to. Yeah, it was like 16-14 or something.
I thought it was like 28-20.
It was 26-20 in overtime.
Okay,
I mean, the most points they've given up this year, Miami, the most points they've given up was 17 to Virginia Tech, other than the 26 to SMU,
really,
22 to Florida State, 22 to Florida State.
that's
Yeah,
impressive. I didn't realize it was that much of
yeah.
a defense, but I mean,
Seven against Pitt.
wouldn't you though say this is probably and it was week one. This will be the best offense they've seen since Notre Dame. Week one,
Probably. I mean, Texas A&M's offense was like, skill position wise, dual threat quarterback, 3 points. NC State, dual threat quarterback, 7 points. Like,
so well, the one consistent here is nobody's able to run the ball against Miami's defense. Can Lacey find a way to run the ball? Because that's a key we didn't talk about. And
He's
he's
going to
been a
have to,
good running
though.
absolutely.
back all year.
Yeah.
I probably so. Yeah, we kind of left him out of the mix here, but he might actually end up being the X factor because neither A&M nor Ohio State could do anything on the ground.
Yeah,
So he might actually be playing the biggest factor.
yeah.
Yeah. I'm all about it. It's going to be fun. So
It's
do
gonna
you
be a good
think
hate
so?
watch.
So both of them are 3.5. Do you think Indiana covers 3.5 against Oregon?
Yeah, I do.
I'm asking for a friend so I can throw it down on underdog.
I mean, dude, they did it in Eugene already,
Yeah,
and that game wasn't as close as the scoreline said.
Yeah,
It was a
true.
10-point win on the road.
it's probably true. I mean, at this point, Indiana's given us every reason to trust them. Like this is not a fluke. We're not just waltzing our way. We are a real this season. We are a real college football powerhouse. So I mean, yeah. Um, you probably should give them the credit to say that they could cover the 3.5.
I think they
If
do for
if
sure.
Oregon wants his chance, they're gonna have to stop the run, make Mendoza throw the ball a lot more.
Yeah,
I can't believe it's only three and or it's at 3.5.
Yeah, and I think just because it's a semifinal, I think they.
That's
I was thinking they might almost give him a touchdown,
6.5 is probably what I would have thought.
and it might grow throughout the week. So we'll see. I don't know.
Yeah,
Side note: we're watching the
hit it a 3.5 weekend.
FCS national championship game.
That is such an injustice. That is such an injustice for that game to end on
Yeah,
an extra point.
I know, dude. So wild,
God, that stinks. That
wow.
that holder or that long snapper.
There's the holder.
That's
He
gut
dropped the
wrenching.
field goal and the extra point.
He didn't drop the
Mm,
extra
mm,
point.
mm.
He just showed laces, but it also just got
Yeah,
blocked.
Laces
And
out,
it just
dude.
got blocked.
Yeah.
Uh,
What a
Hopefully
game.
the regular football championship can finish as in such a great game as the FCS one just did. We can only hope.
Yeah.
Indiana beating Miami.
35 to
In a shootout
34.
over Ole Miss.
No,
We'll find out in a few days.
that's right.
Well, that's all I got, guys. You got anything else?
Nope,
Nope.
it's all
I'm
good.
good.
All right. We appreciate everybody watching. Continue to like, subscribe, share, tell your friends, tell your family. Continue to follow our social media. Continue to check us out. Until next time, we'll see you next week.
See you.